Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson. Joined as always, my man Tom Petty in full effect, Mr. Chance, Michael's Chance. Michael's wearing that Seahawks hat, man. The most dominant team this weekend, in my opinion, based on the four games that we saw this week. Yeah, the four games that we saw this weekend. But the Rams are a different breed, man. So that's going to be a really interesting game there. But man, let's go.
That game's 50-50, man. We're at home at Rams to score with a drop of a
Yeah,
hat.
it almost makes me wonder if the win over the Seahawks, the way they did it, was almost too good to be true.
I know what you mean. It almost seems like we got them twice. It almost feels like Rams going to get us. The law of averages. I hope not, but it's going to be a hell of a game.
Well, I almost feel the that feeling of I hope they didn't give everything they had in that game.
Yeah.
And they came out pretty unscathed, unlike Bo Nix, unfortunately. Poor bastard, man.
Oh my God, dude. He was on his way to the Super Bowl possibly. Now he's sitting at home.
And you look at the team that he's going up against, very beatable.
Yeah, I think he probably would have. I think Bonus probably would have made it to the Super Bowl. They had a good chance.
Very beatable. But hey,
Super
you know
unlucky
what?
guy.
It looks like this quarterback coming in has only played one quarter of football in the year.
I know Jared Stidham.
Here's Jared's Tom Brady moment.
Yep.
This literally is written just like Tom Brady's script in a way, coming in, taking over for Dread Blitzu, blah, 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 all that. But listen, let's get to the boxing. We got a really interesting week here. Nothing major in terms of big fights. That's coming next weekend.
Yeah.
And as we go forward, but let's focus today on Zuffa Boxing, the soft launch. Okay, let's call it what it is. It's a soft launch. And I think a lot of people were probably going to expect me to be on the other side of the fence with that megaphone saying this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I'm not. I'm truly not. I've kind of had a lot of time now to kind of look at Zuffa's model, what they're doing, this and that. I do have a few concerns going into this weekend, but hey, let's call it what it is. They're combining it with UFC 324. Smart move. You got the big show happening over at what's the stadium called?
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. Thank you. You got the T-Mobile, big card over there, and then you're going to complement this with the Zuffa Boxing. I think this is on the Friday, correct?
Yeah, this is on the Friday at their UFC Apex in Las Vegas. Smaller show.
It's a smaller show, which makes a lot of sense. I get it. Okay. I have no problem with it. I understand what they're doing. But before we get into the card, help me understand this. If they're going for diamonds in the rough, they're not looking necessarily for the big names and things like that. Okay. Here's the only two things that I'm kind of questioning right now. Why would you sign Jai Opetaia, who is considered to be the number one cruiserweight in the world right now, forget the fact that Zerdo has two of the belts or whatever he has. It doesn't matter. Having the belts doesn't make you the best in the division.
Yeah.
Fair. And I think we can argue very safely that Opetaia is the best in the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
Hands down. So you've already signed a diamond. There's nothing here to really be polished. But Opetaia's comments kind of took me aback. Either he doesn't know what the program's about, or
what he said. I didn't hear what he said.
So he basically said, "Yeah, I'm really, excited to be a part of Zuffa Boxing. I can't wait to go for undisputed and whatnot." So does he not know that Zuffa's model isn't based with the other the other governing bodies, or is Zuffa going to be doing something? You know what I mean? This is where that little kind of.
I think he was mean. Like, I want to be Zuffa's cruiserweight champ. I think he kind of misspoke. He's so used to talking about it, is what I'm guessing. I didn't hear what he said, so I can't really say.
He basically said, "I want all four straps."
Well, that's not going to happen. He got one belt
but that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if that Zuffa's model in the beginning to work with other organizations to get some of that kind of going.
No, they're not. They're their own.
Okay, so they got to really, hone in on getting these guys to talk about it in the right way then, because that kind of opens the door. Like, well, what are they talking about? Because on one hand, they're saying this and now they're going to do this. You know what I mean? So that was the only thing. But hey, look, this is an interesting card. We got Callum Walsh, a guy that they've kind of been building up over the last 3-4 years. You could say Dana White's been his promoter for the last 3-4 years, quietly behind the scenes here. And he's going up against Ocampo, the veteran. Callum expected to hand Carlos Ocampo a fourth professional defeat. That's what they're hoping for here. Ocampo is no slouch, let's be fair.
Yeah,
The
former
fights,
world champion, 38-3 with I believe 26 KOs. I think
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and the
Pretty
guys
impressive.
and the guys that he's lost to are no slouches either. You know, Tim Zoo,
Earl Spence
at the
Jr.,
time, Earl
Fedora.
Spence, Fedora at the time, right? He's coming off a 4-win streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Fernando Vargas was Callum Walsh's last victim. He's sitting at 15-1,
Mm-hmm.
with 15-0-1. So I mean, it's a kind of an interesting card. The rest of the card is basically just prospects, is what
Mm-hmm.
you want. So what are you expecting from this tonight? Like, I mean, it's a soft launch. I mean, one could say, okay, why aren't you doing it in a stadium? Oh, it doesn't make sense to do it in a stadium. Why would you? You're not going to get the revenue. It's not going to look good. This is good. It makes sense optically, visually. It makes sense. It's in a smaller little venue. It's going to give you, you know, that closeness and that tightness. Your
Yeah,
thoughts?
what I'm really looking for. I think it's a great how they're doing it. They're doing this on a Friday. You can go to Apex, you can watch a small show. Tickets are cheap, and they're tying it in with the big UFC 324 Justin Gaethje main event. So it's a small launch. What I'm looking for is how's the ring going to look, the commentating, the production. They're not going to be a big, massive production. It's in a small place, and just seeing if Dana White, which I know he will, he's going to deliver on a fast-paced action. We're not going to wait 45 minutes to an hour before the co-main event and the main event. It's one of the worst things about boxing is all the time in between, all that dead space. He's trying to get rid of that. Now, you never know. You can have a 10-round fight. It could end in the first round. The other fighters aren't quite ready. But he's saying he's getting rid of that. The UFC flows fast. This is going to flow fast. We're not going to hear 5 national anthems from every fighter, every country they're from. You're going to hear the national anthem of the country that you're in. That's all you need to hear. So these are things I'm looking for. I think he's going to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's going to have all eyes on this card. And what way? It's a great way to display King Callum Walsh. That's his bread and butter right now. They say he's the real deal, so he needs to show up and have a knockout in spectacular fashion. They can't have a boring fight in the main event because that'll turn some people off. So a lot of pressure on Callum.
Well, you look at Callum and you look at the talent outside of Fernando Vargas, in my opinion, I don't think he's really fought anyone huge in terms of a name or talent wise. Everything's kind of being built and as it should be, right? You build up your fighter accordingly and whatnot. And I get that completely. Do you think that Ocampo will be his hardest challenge? And
I
probably
think so. And
and
Ocampo, so far, we don't know if King Callum because he's only 24. But
yeah.
so far, Ocampo's been their better fighters. Spence, Fendora, Tim Zoo. Now, maybe Callum Walsh eclipse those guys one day. As it stands now, he hasn't. So this will be definitely the toughest challenge of his life because Ocampo's no slouch, former world champion. I think King Callum, they're about the same age, 34 and 24, 30 and 24.
Yeah. But it's I feel there's more pressure on Callum as well, like because
yeah.
it's an added pressure. It's just not the fight itself. You're going up against a guy that's been in there, done it, you know, been a part of it, lived it on both sides of the ledger, winning and losing. So you know he's not dismissive of pressure.
And you know what? What I was doing this when I was doing research for the show yesterday, and one thing that makes wrestling, boxing, MMA great is who's calling the action. So Dana White's put together a great team here for Zuffa Boxing. These are no slouches; these are heavyweights. We got John Anik, head play-by-play guy for UFC, calling the play-by-play, calling the blows. He'll do a good job. We got Max Kellerman. We all know him. Great at what he does. Made HBO great. And they got Andre Ward for the color commentating. So
hey, no problem with that at all.
And hey, you know what I like? Kellerman and color commentating for Ward. Great.
And what I like about having the Ward in there is because we are going to be seeing a lot more prospects. People understand when you tune into Zuffa Boxing, you have to be a boxing fan. I don't care who you are.
For this card, absolutely, yeah.
But in general, until they can build up these names and you know you get the ball rolling here a little bit. So I'm going to be really interested in Andre Ward's commentary because he's going to break down these prospects. We're going to be able to see things that we don't normally get to hear and see about guys. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm kind of interested to see what Max Kellerman looks like back on the mic in this role.
He's going to be good because he's doing this podcast. I listened to it when I'm starting with the show. He's doing that inside the ring thing with Sean McCoy and Mike Coppinger and those guys. So yeah, he's still sharp, man. He's, you know, he knows boxing. He's like a boxing encyclopedia. He's great.
No, dude. I mean, if you think of the man doesn't age either. You look at him.
His mid-50s looks great.
He looks like brand new, like when he was still on HBO, right? I mean, he goes
Hmm.
all the way back to then. The man has aged, but he hasn't aged at all. So yeah, the commentating crew looks good. Look,
Yeah, it looks really
everything
good.
on paper looks good. Now, is it funny? Would you be surprised if the ring's an octagon?
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I'm looking interested to see the ring and
Well, I'm
and
just looking at the belt. You
it'd be
looked at the
fun.
promo. Did you see the promo that they released?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Right. And you see Dana walking out there with the belt and everything, and the
Hmm.
way it's kind of shaped. It makes me wonder, are we going to get a squared circle? Or are we going to get an octagon shaped ring of some sort?
Yeah, no, they're going
There's a
all out
lot
for
of
this.
questions here, man. We don't know, right?
And the one thing I like is that they're starting small. They're not going with a massive, all these stars. They're building from the grassroots up. They got Callum Walsh as a known name, Ocampo as a known name, but the rest of the guys aren't really known. They're going to build grassroots up and then sign your Opetaias, and they're going to pick and pluck these stars along the way. And kind of, it's like the UFC. They started when when the Zuffas bought it.
No. And they're doing it
build
the
it up.
right way.
So it'll be
Look at the
good.
money that's behind them. Okay, forget Zuffa. Zuffa alone doesn't need the Saudi support, doesn't need TKO
Mm-hmm.
support per se. Zuffa alone, those two brothers alone could run this without any support
Oh,
whatsoever.
easily.
So having all that money behind you shows me a bit of humility on their part that
Yeah.
they didn't need to do this at Allegiant Stadium. They didn't need to do this at T-Mobile the night before. They very well could have,
Oh
if
yeah,
they wanted
they could
to,
have done
right?
a blockbuster show.
I mean, quite frankly, it's just a little bit of an adjustment, which they could reformat the floor anyways very quickly if they
Oh,
had to for UFC and boxing,
oh,
right?
easily.
So,
Dude, Dana White's the master of putting on fights. He could do this like this,
well,
but he's got the money behind
yeah.
him.
So I'm curious to see how this kind of plays out right now.
Tomorrow is the press conference at 4:30
Yeah.
Pacific time, and then we got the weigh-in on Thursday. Fights are Friday, so I'm looking forward to this press conference just to see because he's never done a
So the
boxing.
press conference is today.
No, tomorrow. It's Wednesday.
The press conference is on Wednesday. I see.
Yeah, 4:30. Yeah, and then
Okay.
weigh-ins on Thursday, and then the Friday the fights.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah,
So
it'll be
we
fun. I'm
just
wishing
pulled
the
the
best.
fourth wall down here. We're recording this
And
on
it's
a
on
Tuesday.
Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount Plus or Paramount, you watch it there. The nice thing is no more pay-per-views with UFC or with Zuffa. If you have Paramount Plus, it's like WWE on Netflix. There is no more pay-per-views. It's
Okay,
all
so
included.
how does this work internationally then?
I'm not sure. I only pay attention to North America stuff. For us, we go to Paramount. It's there.
Yeah, but we don't get Paramount.
Yeah, we do. I have it.
No. Like we get the Paramount station, but we don't get Paramount Plus.
It's still there. It's on there. I already checked for it. In
So
Canada.
it's gonna be on the regular TV for
Yeah,
us up
on
here.
Paramount. Yeah.
Okay, so internationally, I don't know what you guys have to do to watch
I
this.
think if you have the internet and you have a Paramount app, it's like Netflix. It's on there.
If they make it international, because ESPN Plus, you can't get it here in Canada.
No, you can't get ESPN Plus in Canada.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if Paramount Plus is under the same kind of principle, I don't know if we can download. Maybe we can through Crave. If you're in Canada, maybe we can download it through Crave or Amazon or something like that. I'm not sure, but I mean, other than that, this is going to be the interesting part. How do people consume this? I wish I did some research. I apologize, everybody.
No, we'll be all UFC papers are on our regular Paramount. They're saying Paramount Plus down there, but for us, yes, you can still get the UFC papers through Paramount. You don't have to buy them. That's
So
starting.
we basically just tune on to our Paramount station on our regular basic cable package.
No. Paramount's like Netflix. You gotta subscribe to it.
You have to subscribe to it.
Yeah, it's an app.
It's
like Netflix, Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I've never
indulged
too much on the Paramount.
And yes, Paramount Plus is in Canada. You pay an extra subscription for it. Yeah. But yeah, check them all out.
I think you get it through Amazon because I've seen it available on my Amazon.
No, I have it on my own thing. You can get it through Amazon, but I have it on my own app. It's an own app like Netflix.
Gotcha. It shows you, man, how much I do with any of this kind of stuff.
The woman got it for one show she went to watch. I can't remember what show it was. And we've always just had it. It's like whatever. It's like $8.99 a month. Paramount Plus is in Canada, so you got to pay, and maybe it's a couple dollars extra for the plus part of it, but it's available in Canada. We have it.
I think it's $12.99 here.
Whatever it may be. So, which is really cool because now all the US papers are there.
Okay.
That's a new model. And by the way, Vince McMahon started this model. Everybody, he knew. He did it with the network, and then he did it with Netflix. He's always ahead of his time, that guy. Vince McMahon sets a trend, and everybody else at the end of we follow Vince.
Well, it's kind of funny because the funny thing is I don't need any of these streaming services because of the way my television is already set up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's lost on me on some of these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, definitely available in Canada. Paramount and Paramount Plus is available in Canada. So
I'm wondering now, I off topic a little bit here, but if you add Netflix, Amazon Prime, the Zone,
Paramount,
quite frankly, you're spending more money, I think, on subscriptions than you are on regular cable now.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I don't like. Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit because I'm in my 40s, but I don't like all this streaming stuff. I just like. I know I have it. You need to, but I prefer to sitting down, going to channel 30, watching something. If I have to buy the people, I'll buy it. But now you have to have 7 different apps, 7 different streaming services.
Man,
The pain in the butt.
I'm a little bit older than you.
Mm,
I not far, but
yeah,
man, I'm sexy still. But that being said, I like commercials.
yeah. I like. Me too.
I really enjoy commercials because I think from a creativity standpoint, in order to get a point across in 30 seconds or less
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. And I've been on sites, I've been on shoots for commercials, and you think, okay, a 30-second commercial, how long do you think it takes to make?
Probably hours,
Dude,
days.
it can take 2 weeks
Yeah.
of filming. I did this one commercial shoot where they used our building, and they took 2 weeks on separate times to come back and in to record this thing.
Oh wow.
Upwards of 3 days to 2 weeks, depending on the spot,
Holy cow.
for 30 seconds.
Wow.
Right. So yeah, I've always loved commercials. I think from an editing standpoint that I bring to the table and whatnot, and just kind of
Well,
how I kind of perceive
think
things.
about all the iconic commercials that we've seen. Michael Jordan McDonald's commercial, Larry Bird, the Big Mac stuff. You don't see this stuff now.
Well,
Some of the streaming services are putting commercials are now,
look.
but
Now we're gonna age ourselves here a little bit. Okay, you're at the end of this run. I
mm-hmm,
lived the run. Okay,
mm-hmm,
I've always said to people in a joking way, I was the remote control for many years before the remote control ever came.
yeah,
My job, the reason I wear glasses is because where I had to sit by the TV to switch the channel for my pops.
yeah. I just missed that coming up. I remember
Right?
that just coming at the end of it when I was coming
Yeah,
up.
exactly. And commercials were a huge part for us because guys and gals, you're so fucking lucky.
Mm-hmm,
You miss something? Oh, no problem. I'll just watch it on YouTube or I'll go back and restream it. We
mm-hmm.
didn't have those options, man. Commercials served a purpose. A, they entertained us. Secondly, they
Yes.
gave us our bathroom break and allowed us to grab our snacks. If I missed an episode of Raw, if I missed a segment of Raw, if I missed a boxing match that was on TV, there was a chance that I'd have to wait 6 to 7 months to see it again on television on a rerun or wait for the video store to release it.
Thanks for bringing up video stores. I know it's a different show, but when Vince was talking about his video store, it's got me in mind. I do miss going to the video stores, and getting a movie or a wrestling or whatever you want to get. You just
It
never have
was,
that anymore.
well,
It's
you know
nice.
what,
It's the
though,
experience of it.
for us, it was a reward. Okay. It would, Friday meant something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Friday means anything anymore to anybody in that sense or the way it was, but Friday meant something growing up as a little kid for us because if you went to the video store, you knew you had a good week at school, you knew you had a good week in everything, and you got a movie or you got a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Those were those little moments. I miss those. The kids today don't understand that. I just feel that
Exactly.
it's completely lost on so many levels. But look, man, we don't want to get too lost here either, man.
Yeah,
We went
yeah.
off on a bit of a tangent. Look, I'm looking forward to the Zuffa thing.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
know. I don't know where this Zuffa boxing will go because we got this other organization out here now. Let me just bring it up really quickly here. What are they called here? I don't know if you've heard of them. Sorry, pardon me. IVB. Have you heard of those guys?
No, what is that? I don't know
Okay, so
what it is.
IVB is this new promotion coming out. They want to set the world record for the biggest crowd for a boxing match.
Well, that's gonna be really hard to do.
It's something that they want to do in San Francisco over the summer. Now, one of the 2 names that they're using for this is potentially Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder as the main event for this. Now, this is going to happen probably in July, August. Now, my understanding is recently, I just saw this morning, we're potentially looking at Deontay Wilder versus oh my god, why
Usyk?
not Usyk? No, he's taking a tune-up fight. The British Derek Chisora.
Sure. And
Yeah,
Wilder?
apparently Wilder and Chisora in April. That's potentially there. Now we also are hearing that while Tyson Fury might be fighting in April as well. His videos and things that he's releasing on social media are
I'm
ramping up.
glad Fury's back because he brings what we need. He
No,
brings it
for sure.
entertainment.
But he might be
Love.
coming back for a tune-up fight too against Makudevov, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, if
And they're
that's the
saying
name.
Dubois versus Big Bang Zhang possibly. That's a crazy fight. That
That's a
happens.
crazy fight too as well. But
The
back
thing
to
with the thing with the IBB, who's the money behind it? How are you guys gonna? You got to pay big money to do the biggest fight ever. That's
well, here,
tough.
let me just read this very quickly. IBF announces groundbreaking agreement to bring boxing back to the people and break the world record for the highest attendance world championship boxing event. This summer, IVB will attempt to set a new Guinness Book World Records title for the highest attended world boxing event in history. It's the announcement will take place in San Francisco, and yeah, that's all we know right now.
I don't
But
think they can. I don't think they're gonna be able to do that.
dude, you never know, man. People will flock to anything, and considering the climate of the world, anyone's looking for something to do to take their
Yeah,
mind
but
off
if
the
they were
crap.
to do that, you have to have a lot of money behind you from real big fighters and set the all-time attendance record.
Dude,
I don't know.
you'd be surprised, man. Let's see what they do. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
see.
only going off in an announcement, right? I mean, I think it's the same kind of look and expression that I have on my face when I heard about Zuffa Boxing, to be completely honest.
Mm,
But Zuffa's grown on me. They haven't done anything wrong per se. They haven't said anything wrong. They're being
no.
completely respectful and humble about the whole thing. They're going about it the right way. Again, I think we see a couple kinks in the armor. They need to kind of educate their fighters a little bit more in terms of
Mm,
media and what they have to say, because that Jai Opetaia comment can really create a lot of friction
mm.
if that's the case, based on the adamancy of Dana White and on what he's saying and how he's talking about the promotion going
Here's
forward.
the thing, though. Now that Dana White's in town, in the boxing town again, they know how Dana White's. He's a super alpha male, and he wants to be the best. So he's not going to stop coming. So that's going to put De La Hoya,
No,
Bob
great.
Arum,
I know,
all
and I
these
want
guys
that,
on.
and I want that, right? Maybe not Bob because he's old, man. Like he's getting on to 98 now, almost
No, he's 93.
93. Sorry, but you know what I mean. He's getting up there, right? And look, let's talk about that very quickly. Top Rank still has no home.
I don't know what he's
Yeah,
doing. Like
hold
he's
on,
got
hold
the
on.
good fighters.
Let's go to this way. Golden Boy now does not have a home per se.
Mm-hmm.
And all that's collapsed because they couldn't make that Virgil Ortiz fight happen.
Yeah,
Right. And now I think he's suing them.
I'm not sure on that. I
No,
can't
no,
say.
he is. He is. He's
I can
filed.
say one thing is that maybe.
Ortiz has filed a lawsuit to get
Mhm.
out of the Golden Boy
Yeah,
contract.
yeah, I heard that. Yes, yeah. I thought you meant De La Hoya was suing them. I'm like, no.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no.
the thing with Bob and Oscar is maybe they just realize there's more money just renting out their fighters to these big ring magazine cards and any of them like the same amount of money. There's no overhead, there's no risk. They get a certain percentage.
No,
There's
I
no
get that.
fee
I
still.
get
So
that.
maybe
But
I
at
don't
the
know what they're
same time,
doing.
but at the same time, being with the zone is already being with the ring.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't like even if you're putting your fighters on the ring card,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a part of the zone. The zone owns the ring. I'm not saying that, but you know, the ring owns the zone.
I
One could
guess
argue.
yeah, I guess Top Rank is gonna keep doing their shows on the Top Rank Classic channel, you know?
They can do that and fine and dandy, but I mean, the amount of talent that they're letting go here, there, and you know, like I mean, I'm sure they're getting a percentage of something,
Yeah, they're gonna
but
have a first fee and stuff. They
you
cut the
know,
deal.
but it's a kind of an interesting dynamic that we're seeing two of the biggest promotions in North America without a home.
Well, the thing about it is that now that most boxes under the zone, unless you come under that umbrella, you're not going to get much money if you go on Netflix or you go on Amazon or whatever the case. There's not much money in it.
But the
They're
reality
not
is, I
going to pay
think
you much.
I think the Netflix world has kind of seen what it looks like,
Mm.
and they're a bit cautious now because I mean, okay, you're putting on big fights, but will Netflix ever put on a card for boxing fans, not the
Well,
casual fan?
Netflix set the record, two
They
records
did. They
for the
did.
most the
Sure.
two most boxing fights ever watched. Jake Paul
Yep.
fights, right? So they
Yep.
don't. I don't know if they want to have a top rank. The top ranking to get those numbers. They want those big spectacle fights. They're going to draw massive numbers, right?
But
So
they're not going to draw massive numbers if they sign a top rank or a golden boy
that's
with
what
the
I mean. That's
regional
why they're not
cards,
going to do it.
right? So where do these guys go? Like, because if we're looking at regular television, HBO doesn't want anything to do with boxing, right? ESPN has stepped away from the boxing world now, and ESPN's got a dirty taste in their mouth with the TKO stuff, right? So you got that happening over there. You're limited, man. Paramount's already being scooped up. Is ABC
Yeah.
Wide World of Sports going to take up boxing again? Does NBC take up boxing again?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Peacock needs something. They've lost the WWE,
Yeah,
right?
maybe
Peacock has
eventually.
nothing there. If you're going to compete against these other streaming services now that we're the four networks, right? You look at them, ABC's got their own streaming platform. NBC, CBS, you name it, in Paramount. So you're limited, man. Where are you going to go? Where do they?
Bob holds out for big money. Bob's not going to take a bad deal, so he's going to wait it out. I don't know what his plan is. I guess
How much longer can he wait it out before he loses everything? Like, you're losing your roster piece by piece by doing it this way, and it makes places like Zuffa more endearing to your lower tier talent. You're going to lose money hand over fist here, man. I'm sorry. It's not my money, but
yeah, I'm sure they're up to something, man. I'm sure they're up to something, but we'll see. We'll see. It's
All
got
right.
a good roster.
All right. Okay. Well, listen, brother. We got the Zuffa card coming up this Friday. We got some great fights coming up this weekend as well.
Yeah,
so
press
a lot of good
tomorrow.
boxing. A couple of announcements made here as well. Tyson Fury looking to return this April. Potentially, we're gonna probably see Chisora versus Wilder as a tune-up before he takes on Usyk, which makes no sense to me at all.
If Chisora beats him, he won't be fighting Usyk.
Well, that's the gamble there, man. So I mean, this has to be really done smart.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it all goes.
It's gonna be a fun fight. Somebody's going down to that fight. So.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. All right, brother, man. I tell you what. Do we have anything happening in the world of history? In the world of world history of professional boxing or Canadian history boxing?
Yeah, something really cool happened on January 20th, 1970. It's the first of its kind. They call it the Super Fight, a computer simulated fantasy bout between Muhammad Ali and Rocky Marciano. It was in the theaters. Marciano wins the fight by 13th round KO in simulation, which was filmed before Marciano's death. The first ever, whatever you want to call it, simulated fight. It ended up being that Marciano beats him. And in Canadian history, we got a pretty good one here. One of my favorite Canadian fighters, 2014, January 20th, Jean Pascal defeats Lucien Boutet by unanimous decision in a light heavyweight clash at the Bell Centre in Montreal, Quebec. This was hailed as one of the biggest fights in Canadian history, with Pascal dominating the later round. Jean Pascal had so many fights at the Bell Centre, selling them out. He fought Bernard Hopkins in there. So many good fighters, and one of Canada's all-time greats.
There you go. And also, before we go here, very quickly, it's a little bit away, but Cinco de Mayo, it looks like we're getting David Benavidez versus Zurdo in Vegas.
Oh, nice.
So is David taking over Canelo's Cinco de Mayo run here now?
Seems like he's stepping on his toes. We'll see what Canelo going to counter with.
That's going to be interesting.
There's only one fight Canelo can do that'll draw bigger numbers than that. You know what that fight is?
What is it?
He fights Jake Paul. It'll crush the number. It'll crush Benavidez if they do that.
Yeah, but
just from a numbers perspective, not the quality of the fight. That's who Jake Paul should have fought. Canelo didn't want to fight it because they're the same size. Well, Jake's bigger, but similar in size. We'll see.
Let's see, man. Let's see. It might be an interesting, and I guess honestly, dude, if anything has taught me anything the last 2 years, never say never to anything anymore in this world.
Jake said once his jaw heals, he's back in the summer. The big blockbuster fight. I don't know who it will be. Find out.
Well, I mean, if Canelo's on the way out, as we all kind of figure he is now at the end of that line, maybe this is it, and he walks away.
No, I think he wants that one. I don't think he wants to go out like that. He wants to have another couple big fights.
I mean, he does, but I think Canelo's at a stage right now, like, he was really exposed, man. Terrence really did a number on him. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hate to say it. He did a number on the guy.
He didn't get hurt, though. He got boxed.
He didn't get hurt, but he exposed him. He exposed him.
He did. He's a more technical boxer, and Canelo's older. I think if Canelo would have been, his fight would have been 5 years, it would have been a different story. But either way,
I'm sure everything would have been different 5 years ago, right? We know that, right? I mean, Floyd Pacquiao would have been different 5 years from the time it actually happened, right? So, I mean, the reality is what it is. We just deal with it and we move on with it. But you know what, guys, gals, check it out this Friday at the Apex. Soft launch, not the launch that most people expected, to be completely honest, but people are going to hate on it one way or the other. Someone's going to find something wrong with something. I'm sure we'll have some criticisms, but we'll also have the things that we will applaud. So join us next Thursday as we come back. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about the upcoming Shakur Stevenson fight that'll be happening next weekend as well. Him and Teofimo. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see the build up to that. But until then, as Ed Whalen used to say, in the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp&Chance. I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels. In the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you. We do salute you, guys and gals. Thank you for everything. Have a great weekend. Currently, we're dealing with a lot of fog out here on the west coast of Vancouver. So please Take your time, drive safely, and pay attention to the road, man. Only you guys can keep yourself safe.
Mhm.
Samp and Chance are out.